After extensive research, we've compiled a list of the top 3 most powerful ham radios today. We'll kick things off with a radio that redefines what's possible with a high-frequency transceiver, boasting an interface that's as intuitive as it is innovative. Next, we'll unveil a radio known for its robust build and exceptional performance. And finally, our top pick. All the details, including prices and links for these powerful ham radios, are right down in the description. So let's start with the 3rd most powerful ham radio. Icom IC7610 is amongst the best and most powerful high-frequency transceivers available on the market. It performs admirably in comparison with its peers and excels not just in technical aspects but also in its interface and experience. The most prominent visual aspect of this radio is the 7-inch color touchscreen that dominates its front. The bright, high-quality display is large enough for most users. You can also split the display into 2 to show information like main and sub receivers. Should you desire a larger display, it is possible to connect an external display to the transceiver. The bright and sharp display shows off several features, including a spectrum scope, waterfall, audio scope, and more. Of course, it also shows the menu and information related to the current channel and frequency. In case a touchscreen isn't your cup of tea, plug a mouse into one of the 2 USB slots and use it for conventional point-and-click functions. Of course, this also works with any external display connected to the transceiver, yet what you can do with a mouse is somewhat limited. Apart from the screen, much of the transceiver's front is covered in various buttons, dials, and knobs to access its features. The multi-dial knob takes center stage here and remains generally easy to manage. Apart from turning it, you can also push it like a button to access other menus and features. Thanks to the presence of all these buttons and knobs, most of the features of the HF transceiver are easily accessed without having to wade through menus. The TX and RX audio quality is phenomenal. The audio you transmit or receive is as clear and crisp as it gets and without distortion. The unit makes use of 2 receivers, and they are selective, sensitive, and overall excellent at their job. This setup means that the transceiver can be seen as 2 separate radios that share single controls. This opens up the possibility of true dual-band functionality, allowing users to monitor, receive, or transmit on 2 bands simultaneously. Overall, the Icom IC7610 is a remarkable and powerful high-frequency radio with impressive looks, design, and features. Its TX and RX are near flawless, and the digital signal processing works wonders with this signal quality. Now, for the 2nd most powerful ham radio, we have Kenwood TS890S. One glimpse at the Kenwood TS890S is enough to establish its remarkable workmanship and quality. This high-frequency 50 MHz rig is impressive whatever way you look at it, and it's not just looks. The radio is heavy and built like a tank. The front of the radio appears to be almost equally divided between the display and the control buttons. The 7-inch TFT display is remarkable, clear, and can be populated with the information and aspects you like. You could also have it show a waterfall-style spectrum scope. The waterfall is easy on the eyes and also makes it convenient to pick frequencies. However, this isn't a touch screen. You'll have to work with the buttons to access the features and options. Most features are easily available at the press of a button, so you don't have to work multiple levels of the menu on a touchscreen. The preference here can be subjective. Some might prefer the touchscreen style of use, while others like the button approach of Kenwood. I'd say the buttons are more intuitive, quicker, and easier to work with. There is bound to be a learning curve, but it isn't troubling, and to be honest, it's to be expected with a radio like this. Kenwood helps things along by offering a very detailed manual. On the performance side, this radio works like a charm. It has wonderful sensitivity, handles noise like the pro it is, and its digital signal processing is impressive. The controls are largely easy to manage, and the main tuning knob feels weighted and very satisfying to handle. Overall, the Kenwood TS890S is an excellent radio and a great choice for experienced users who enjoy high-frequency, powerful ham radios. While not meant for newbies, it is a joy to use and easy to work with. Let's move now to our top choice for the most powerful ham radio. With a claim at 200 watts power, Yaesu FTDX101MP certainly earns its spot as the most powerful ham radio. On top of that, it's great to look at, offers excellent performance, and has a great finish. It plays quite a fitting role as the flagship HF radio from Yaesu. The form factor and functioning of this radio are quite similar to other models in this series. In fact, it's pretty close to its sibling, the Yaesu FT-DX101D. And actually, if you add all the optional extras for the 101D, you'd have a radio very similar to the FT-DX101MP, though with some differences, including the larger power rating of the 101MP. This is a visually striking radio. The controls, the large display, and the speaker all form a very imposing and very pleasing aesthetic. While the aesthetic is nice, it irks me that the speaker must be bought with this rig. So even if you want to use your own audio setup, you have to purchase this speaker. What makes things worse is that the speaker leaves much to be desired. To be clear, this isn't a bad speaker, but it isn't one you'd expect with an expensive rig like this. Yaesu includes a 2-foot cable with the box, so you can adjust where the speaker goes. If you use a different cable, the maximum recommended distance is 12 feet. Moving on, the controls in the display are an absolute treat. The 7-inch TFT touchscreen is beautiful and shows a lot of information. You could also switch the display between 3D, waterfall, and other modes to better suit your preference, or use it in dual mode to see what's going on with both receivers. The touchscreen is also responsive. The controls are easy to manage, and the resolution is just beautiful. There is a learning curve here, but the controls on this radio are a pleasure to work, or even explore. The main tuning knob has a satisfying weight to it, and the MPVD ring around it works like a charm. Most controls and buttons are easily accessed and are quick to action. Overall, this is a great radio and is a delight to use for anyone. It's especially useful for those who enjoy contests and might find that the higher power output gives them a slight edge.